Rock stars, we're live, 30-day guitar challenge. Someone said on the very last day, I really want you to dress up like your son does when he wears his little Spider-Man outfit. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not going to be cheapened like that. So anyhow, we're here. All right, friends, here we go. It's 30-day guitar challenge. It's the very last day. Are you excited? It's graduation day, friends. Welcome. We're going to have a blast today. Hopefully you're not just joining us for the very first time, but guess what? If you are, that's fine. Because the 30-day guitar challenge is open at any time. It doesn't matter when. And you can go back and watch all these 60-something hours of live that we did here. But, and we have everything, of course, in the Unstoppable Guitar System for you for free. UGS standard, okay? So let's talk about the events here today, what it is we're going to be doing today, and what we're going to be doing going forward. So lots of stuff to talk about today, okay? Number one, Daniel, thanks so much. $1 a day ain't much to pay. I like your rhyme in there. Thanks, Eric. Your sessions are greatly appreciated. Daniel, thank you for the kind donation, my friend. Super sweet. It very much helps. Willie, thank you for the donation. Coming in from the window seat, 30 days, $30. What a deal. Could only get better if it were free. Oh, wait. What's the second link below? UGS team. That's right, Willie. Thank you. I know. For those of you that have been around for a while, you probably have this so ingrained into your brain, which is great because we're going to talk about that today for our first part of this lesson. Lee, thank you so much for the donation. Thanks a lot for all you've done for us during the last 30 days, and a special thanks from all of us vets. Live strong and prosper, Eric. Lee, thank you, buddy. You guys are so kind. I really, truly appreciate it, and so does the crew. I just had a talk with them this morning. And I'm going to share what we talked about this morning here in regards to going forward and all the rest, right? Since we're kind of on the fence about some things. So I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute. But before we do that, let's start off. Oh no, wow, thank you so much. Blessings for you, Eric, the crew, and all here. Thank you. Buddy, thank you. So kind. JR, Lay, thank you so much. 30 seems to be the theme today. Thank you so much. Yep, well worth $1 a day. Beautiful. So kind. Thank you. I'm going to keep an eye on that, okay? I'm going to keep an eye on more donations coming in. David, thank you so much. David Dunster, thank you. Thank you, buddy. So kind. We're gonna have such a blast today. First off, starting out of the gate here, John, thank you so much for the donation. You guys are beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Whew. John Black, thank you so much. I'm a pro UGS member. This 30 days has been great for getting the habit formed. Thanks to you and the team. Beautiful. John, thank you. Pascal, thank you so much for the donation. Unbelievable. Second that. Wow, so kind. Michael, thank you so much. Michael Salters coming in with a donation. So kind. Wow, you guys are on fire today. Woo! Thank you for the great lessons. I feel like I'm getting better now to start on the daily lessons. Beautiful, Michael. Beautiful. Unbelievable. Okay, if you have not already, my friends, you know what to do. If you've already liked it, don't do it again. Just hit it one time. Otherwise, you'll negate the last one. Julia, oh my gosh. Coming in strong with a $100 donation. Julie and I have been chatting online, and she shared a beautiful story the other day, a very inspirational story, which Julie, I think, was so beautiful, and I 100% know that stuff like that happens, so thank you so much. Thank you for the super generous donation. Street Bright Gear, thank you so much. UGS Pro member, so grateful, I'm missing the message. So grateful for your commitment to your students. Oh, Street Bright Gear, thank you. This is why I'm here. I mean, I love it. I love helping you guys. I love seeing you move forward. It moves me so much. It's just, I don't know. It's rocket fuel for me. So thank you so much. Rich, thank you. My gosh, you guys are on fire today with these donations. Jeez, this has been a blessing. Thank you to the crew, Melissa, Spidey, and Eric. Wow. Deanna, thank you. $20 donation. Thank you for being you. Good night. What is going on? Thank you, Stephen. Can't say anything more than what hasn't been sent for the last 29 days. Thank you. YGS Crew, Gene, YGS Crew, you've made the last 30 days more bearable. I've enjoyed the live lessons. Gene, thank you so much. Wolfgang, wow. I'm also a UGS member. With love from Germany. Golly, Wolfgang, thank you. John, whew. Peace, love to you, Eric, your beautiful family, outstanding crew, and all the guitar geeks out there. Stu Boy, who's been with us all month long. Stu Boy, thank you. Cheers, Sage. Hope you managed to chill after yesterday's passion. Indeed, indeed, it was a little crazy yesterday, but we got through it, right? It's about keeping, right, as Ron Burgundy says, keeping your head on a swivel. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything, Stu. Thank you. Jay Skinner, you're a super positive guy and a great teacher. I appreciate you. Wow. Thank you, Jay. Bubbly Productions. It's been a blast these last 30 days. I'm a bassist, but I enjoy the lessons when I pick up the guitar. Beautiful, Bubbly. And you know that so many of these lessons apply directly to what it is that you're doing on bass as well. Good night with the donations, friends. This is amazing. Randy Best. Definitely was a blast. Clark. Hey, Eric, cannot say thank you enough. Hope this helps toward educating your beautiful kids. You're a good guy. They are fortunate. Thank you. Jeffrey Ann, I'm 72, female with arthritic fingers. Listen to all y'all who think that you're too old. There's no such thing as too old. Jeffrey Ann, thank you so much. $25 donation. I'm 72, female with arthritic fingers. I was at 20. My fingers are permanently deformed from then, or maybe not permanently, but they're no more arthritis, but they're deformed right now. Only playing 3 years. If I can do it, anyone can. Been with you through the whole 30 days. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Jeffrey Ann. I appreciate that. And you know, they brought down the beast with the words of their testimony. Have you ever heard that one before? It's true. Steve Fishing, 26, thank you so much. Dave Carter, thank you so much for your support for our military and veterans. Your passion for teaching live is truly inspirational. Thank you, UGS crew. And yes, thank you to my crew. They've been here every day with me. There's no way for me to be able to do all this stuff on my own. They help with the chat and the admin in the chat and everything else. Okay, so for some reason my chat just stopped here. That's okay. That one did. I got another chat here. Where am I? Where am I? Good night, friends. You are unbelievable. Andy Daly is saying, I'm one of your veteran pros. Thank you and your crew for this month. You are so welcome, Andy. This has been such a joy to do this, and I'm not going to leave you hanging. I have something that I will tell you here in just a moment here. I'm not going to leave you hanging. We're going to still be here for you. But we talked this morning. Me and the crew talked this morning. Chris, Francia, thank you so much for the donation. Super generous. $30 donation. D-Buster 44, thank you for all your time and your effort for you and your team. Unbelievable. It means so much to me, and I love doing it. So I love being with you guys. 30 equals 30 days in a hole. That's right, and we've all been here together. We're moving through this, all right? Scott Clough, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you for the donation. Unbelievable. Cuervo 5641, veteran here, enjoying the free system. By the way, it's payday. Cuervo, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are unbelievable. Wow. Ono has been donating almost every day during this thing. Thank you, Ono. Unbelievable. Reminds me of a quote from a musician. Money is a limited resource. Passion is unlimited. Indeed. And I say it all the time. If you are crazy, as the rest of the world calls you, is crazy, but you're happy in your heart, or you're not crazy and you're completely miserable, who's the guy that wins? The one who's happy in their heart. Doesn't matter. Don't worry what anybody else tells you. George, thank you so much. Eric and team, UGS Pro member here, been love being part of this as well. Thank you so much for your efforts and inspiration. George, $50. Me and the crew, thank you so much. This helps keep us going, all right? Thank you so much. Brian Mayer, thank you so much for the gift of music. You're so welcome, buddy. Dana, saying, I'm going to miss this every day. Thank you so much for everything. You're so welcome, Dana. And we got something for you, okay? So hang in there, right? Adrian has been donating so much throughout this month, too. It's unbelievable. Here's some Romanian money to keep this 30 tradition alive. You taught me a lot through these online lessons. I will do my best to upload one song per week. Beautiful. You know, from the folks that inspired me to if I inspired you, and then you're going to put stuff out, and you guys are going to be teaching, you're going to be putting videos out, you're going to be inspiring. It's like that movie, Pay It Forward, right? It's like we can keep this up. That was the whole point of 30 days ago when I said to my crew, what are we going to do during this time? Let's invest back into our folks. Let's give them that energy. Let's lift them up during this time, and that energy will spread, and that's how it works, negative or positive, it works, which goes along right with our lesson today. Unbelievable. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. All right, we're back. Friends, we have a second link setting aside. We have no idea why this is. I reset everything. I've got super fast bandwidth. It's okay. We're going to keep going. You saw the, stuff happens. Timothy, the Guitar Challenge was a great idea. This combined with the pro membership, they really pushed my playing up a notch. No excuses now. I just need to practice. Thank you. Kaya Joy, 2004. Thank Eric and the UGS crew for the reboot. Thank you so much, my friend. Joan, never will complain about short fingers again. Beautiful, you fixed my finger problem. Don't want this month. We're out again. Don, thank you so much. Thanks for the memories. And Joan, we do these live broadcasts inside UGS as well, so thank you so much. And we will see you in there for those live private ones. We love those. Vincent, thank you so much. Eric, you rock. Thank you for your fabulous team and for everything. I hope we continue to jam together. And we're going to be jamming together in the second part of the hour here. Vincent, thank you so much. Him has donated several times, saving money for UGS Pro Lifetime. Thank you so much, Him. So appreciate that and so glad that you're going to be in here. Chuck Pops, what up? Put his picture of his swag on his Instagram the other day. So beautiful. And those that are sticking around, even though we're having some difficulty there, thank you so much. Partha D. Duda, namaste from India. Namaste, my friend. Thank you so much. Chupi's joining us. Tom Banks, UGS Pro transformed my playing. Thank you, Eric. Tom, thank you. Unbelievable. So generous. Holy cow. Greg Winters, I couldn't get all your sessions, but this small amount is worth it for the ones I watched with your knowledge and wisdom. Craig, thank you. Unbelievable. Super generous. Wow. Unbelievable. You guys are on fire. This is crazy. Okay, we're paying rent. We're paying rent. Michael, thank you so much. Unbelievable. Thank you for the donation. Larry, thank you. Melissa, UGS crew, and Spider-Man, it has been fun. Unbelievable. My friends, this is like a surprise party for the teacher at the end of the year. This is crazy. Heath, thank you, YourGuitarSage, going pro. My gosh, that's amazing. Friends, if you're going pro this month, please put it in the chat. Let other folks know, because that is beautiful. I can't wait to see you guys in there, because we're growing. I have Mike working on all the PDFs this month, redoing things inside the program. I have Emmy, who is restructuring stuff inside of the program. So all during this time, even though we're doing these live broadcasts, the crew is still working. This crew is still in the behind the scenes doing all these other things to make the experience as great as possible. So what we've done with these 30 days was we said, hey man, this is a great opportunity to do things that we might not normally do. So let's just get in there, let's dig in there, and let's go ahead and continue to improve the program. Lori, thank you so much for the donation. Lynn, beautiful, $10 donations, so kind. Lori, amazing, $20, you're amazing. John Bonner, thank you so much. Eric and team, UGS Pro member also, thank you so much for everything. Thank you, John. Hey man, I'm a professional musician starting now with the guitar. You are a great teacher, and it's so nice to find someone that finally tells people how much practice and hard work is involved. Beautiful. Thank you, Francisco. Thank you for believing in that too, right? I don't like to be for those that don't want to practice, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, this is a journey. It's fun. It's like, is it fun to climb a mountain? Of course it is. That's why people climb mountains. They don't do it because it's a drag. It's a challenge, but there's something about a challenge that lifts us up, that brings us up to the next level and shows us what we're actually capable of doing. So beautiful. Thank you. I really appreciate you resonating with that. Rick, beautiful. Thank you for the donation. So kind. My Paul Henry, hope this goes through. It did. Thank you. Thank you, my Paul Henry. Unbelievable. Good night, guys. Look at this. Tom McDonald, thank you so much. Gone Pro, now going crazy. Terry Walton, $20 as a veteran. Thank you. Good night. I can hardly keep up with this. You guys are bonkers. Sam Benton, Choopy's so daggone excited. Vietnam vet that loves what you do. Thank you so much, Sam. So appreciative of that. Was born during the Vietnam War, and for whatever reason, I guess maybe growing up as a kid, always seeing that on TV and everything, I have a heart for veterans. I have a heart for military. Was going to go into the military before I started taking guitar lessons, actually, and that I ended up going the musician route. But I have, probably because of my disciplines and protocols and systems and everything else, that's probably why the military was attractive to me. Didn't end up going, but I've always had such respect for it. Of course, Mike, who's on our team, Semper Fi, Marine, and but growing up and always seeing the war vids of Vietnam and what have you, I've always had such a heart specifically for Vietnam vets, and I know that specifically that war was just unbelievable. Thank you, Sam. So kind. Jim, thank you for the donation. Unbelievable. Wesley Griffin, as soon as we're out of this recession, stop Siri. As soon as we're out of this recession, my wife and I will be joining UGS Pro. Beautiful. Thanks for all the cool and inspirational info. You're so welcome. D. Whaley, in case you didn't know, the beast quote you've referenced a few times is from Revelation 12:11. Yes, I know. I don't know specifically where it's from. I just remember as a kid reading that. Thanks for the inspiration and knowledge. I'm stoked now, like when I first started 4 years ago. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Let that energy go to everybody who's in here right now, because everybody needs that. We gotta lift each other up. We've got to encourage each other. All the rest. 10.69 pro member. I know for those of you that are like, why didn't he start in the lesson? Because I need to honor these people who are honoring me right now. So I'm sorry if you're offended about that, but this is unbelievable, and I'm not going to not recognize these people for the kindness, the gestures. So I'm sorry if you're offended, but I got to keep going with these. Pro member, finally learned my first song all the way through, including the solo, You Shook Me All Night Long. Isn't that a great one? I love that one. And that solo, right? Oh, thanks for changing my life. Thanks for changing my life, Eric. Love you, brother. 10 point. Thank you. That's why I do this. It's cool. It's cool to get donations. It's cool to be able to pay the lights doing something that you love, indeed. But as Jason and I were talking about it the other day, he's my marketing guy. He helps me get the message out to folks. And we were saying, it's like, it's nice once you are able to start paying the bills with something that you do. But at the end, it's like, that's not why you're doing this, right? It's about that right there. What 10 cents is, what 10 points says, you've changed my life, Eric. Like, the guitar is, whether it's meditation or whether it's guitar music is a meditation, or whatever it is that you're doing, it's like those things, it's an avenue, it's a portal to help somebody change their lives. So it doesn't have to just be guitar, right? It can't, it's an extension of your emotions, for crying out loud. So of course, so 10 points, thank you. That means so much. That keeps all of us going. And to my team, you know, I've been able to see this over the years, but for them to see that and to see how their work as well, because without them I couldn't be doing this stuff, how their work as well is literally changing people's lives. It is so cool. Thank you. The Photo Bug, thank you, so kind. Edward Breslin, thank you. Unbelievable. $30. White Rabbit, thank you for all you do. You're so welcome, White Rabbit. It is honestly my pleasure. Esther Rooney, who's been with us for so long inside UGS Pro. Thank you zillions, Eric and crew, for your lovely family and keeping us sane this month. My daughter gave you a shout out on her channel, Recovery Mom, last night, which focuses on mental health. Jump to 1 minute and 50 seconds. I'll do that, Esther. I did chat with her online. So beautiful. That was so kind. Thank you. Now I can put the two names together. Thank you, Esther. So kind. What was it? Recovery Mom? Recovery Mum. Recovery Mum, so from the UK, right? So Ken Moshholder, beautiful, who's also an UGS Pro member, been with a while as a vet. Thank you for your passion and spirit. You and your family and crew are the best. Ken, thank you. friggin' believable. This is unbelievable. RDB, $10. Thank you, buddy. Kirk Crittner, thank you. My life is better because of guitar. Oh, I love that. Friends, I swear, I've said it before. I think that the guitar, I mean, who's to know, but I'm pretty sure that the guitar has saved my life in a number of occasions. When I went through a wicked divorce, during that time, child custody, bankruptcy, lost everything, literally this close from being homeless. I just so happened to, when I was going through my bankruptcy, because of that divorce, I had perfect credit and money before then, but that did a number on me. And during that time, credit was, you know, when you go bankrupt, your credit's crap, so no one wants you to live in their apartment or anything. And I literally found some sweet little old lady who didn't check my credit because I was good for it, but I don't know, why did I get into that? Oh, because guitar can literally change your life, save your life. It did for me. Music, it let me put my mind into something that wasn't so toxic, something that was so crazy all the time, okay? When you're going through hard times in life, which we do, right? There's ups and downs, right? Sometimes the stream is good, sometimes the stream's not good. And you just got to keep going with it. It's really all about your attitude because you're going to be challenged in life. Don't think that you're not going to be challenged. We know we're going to be. So, Jez, thank you so much. Unbelievable. Wow, 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 wow. That's all I'm going to say is wow, wow, wow. If I see any other donations too. Okay, we're back, we're back. Literally didn't even touch anything and now we're back, okay? Okay, let's get into this, friends. Thank you so much. Those donations, that is bonkers. Okay, really quickly, you liked the video. You're not going to do it again because it'll make the other thumb go away. So you liked the video, thank you. Share this if you would really quickly, my friends. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Okay, so this is what we're doing for the beginning part here is perfecting your practice. We're going to talk about why whatever it is that you do, playing guitar, any habits that you do, eating, going to the gym, not going to the gym, whatever, anything that we do builds a habit, okay? Jimmy Berlin, thanks for the live sessions. You're so welcome, Jimmy. Thank you so much for the donation, friends. Super kind. Anything that we do builds a habit. So we can't say that practice is perfect because if we're practicing not being aware, if we're practicing bad habits on the guitar, if we're practicing not going to the gym or whatever it is that's not serving us in life, then we're getting really good at that. So I wouldn't call that perfect. Would you? No. Scott, wow, thank you for the donation. Thanks for moving my guitar playing forward during this time. As Simon Sinek says, which I love him, by the way, and I don't even know if I pronounced his name right, but I love that guy. He says, people aren't inspired by what you do, but what you do. Great leadership and instruction. Oh, Scott, thank you, because I've been questioning my leadership skills lately here because I'm having a hard time keeping up with the growth and everything else, but I have an amazing team and amazing people that are actually helping me out because there's just no way. So thank you so much for saying that, Scott. Super kind and super inspiring. Thank you. Fred, 20-year-old mind in a 75-year-old body. Love that. Rock on, Eric. You and the crew are the best. Thanks for everything, and I love your attitude, Fred. Beautiful. Yes, I feel like I'm 16 still, and I'm 50, so I'm right there with you. So our habits determine in what direction we're going to go. So we're going to talk about that. It's really all about psychology. But friends, if you get this, this is one of those things that, you know, when I show you like the cage system and then you're like, cool, I get it, but I can't do it. So like you mentally get the concept, but then you can't do it because you got to practice it. I say that all the time. Well, not with this one today, friends. This is a pill, right? Literally like a magic pill, like you swallow it and boom, things are different now. Most of the things on the guitar aren't like that. You got to practice them. But this idea of perfect practice will direct you to understand psychologically why it is that you're not growing, or psychologically why it is that you're growing, how to curtail your practice, your thinking. It doesn't have to be just for guitar. It's literally a psychological understanding of how your brain functions, and to take advantage of that and to know when it is that you are not doing that, okay? That's what this first part of the hour is going to be, okay? The second part of the hour is playing with a jam track. Friends, this is where a lot of stuff's going to be coming together. We're going to be playing, we're going to be jamming to a jam track together Make sure that your guitar is tuned up before noon today, okay? Please make sure it's tuned up before noon. Alan, thank you so much for the donation. I so appreciate that. So, before we get to noon, make sure that your guitar is in tune, please, because we're going to be jamming together. I'm going to play something. You're going to repeat it. I'm going to show you. We're going to be in a real specific place in the neck, minimalistic blues, really small phrasing, just like if I say, if you were a baby, right? Which we all start at the beginning, we're a baby, right? And even if you've been playing for years and years and years, but this is new to you, I'm going to say something. You're going to be repeating it. We're going to be playing with the jam track together. All 600-700 of us, however many folks there are going to be in here at that time, and we're all going to be able to play at the same time and not be playing on top of each other. How cool is that? So that's what we're going to be doing for the second part of the hour, and you guys are going to get this. Even if you're a baby, even if you just know how to put your fingers on the fretboard, but don't know how to solo, don't know scales. You don't have to know scales. You don't know how to improvise. The only thing you need to know is how to move your fingers a little bit, because I'm going to make this really, really simple, okay? Phil, thank you so much for the donation. Unfriggin' believable. You guys are still showing up here. One more donation here, and I'm going to tell you what it is that me and the crew talked about going forward with you guys today. Tommy Rose, everyone told Beethoven he would never be a musician. Boom. But he did. But did he listen? I don't think he did. Thank you, YourGuitarSage, for helping me discover my why and where my focus needs to be. Beautiful. Tommy gets this, friends. If you don't know, just understand there's a resonance here. If you're like, wow, it sounds like he really means that. He really does mean that. So that's a time for you to listen and go, well, what is that why? Or what are they talking about, right? You know a tree by its fruit. You can go out. If it's an apple tree and it's got apples, you're like, this is a good apple tree. Another apple's sitting in the orchard and there's no apples from it. It's not a good apple tree. So here you go. Tommy's talking about finding that why, and there's something there. Also, what he said there about Beethoven, you're not going to be a musician. There's tons of people that will naysay you, including yourself. I've done it myself, that naysay you, and make you feel like, hey, I can't be a musician. You got to beat that lying voice down. We all have it in us. It's either in us or it's out here in the stratosphere, and it's coming from the outside. But nonetheless, like an antenna, right? Like you're an antenna. Nonetheless, it's happening. I know it is. Because we get depressed, we get sad, we get fearful, we doubt ourselves, the whole 9 yards. But it's 100% a big fat lie, just like in the Matrix, right? When you can see everything, it's that. But we can psychologically get over that. We're going to talk about that today. Brent, thank you so much. 30 for Choop. You're right, that is Choop. Thank you to Sage and Sagettes, Jason, Mike, and Emmy. Indeed. Drew, thank you for Eric and the crew. Canny, all the way. Constant and never-ending improvement is what Canny means. Drew, thank you so much. Canny. C-A-N-I. Constant and never-ending improvement. We, as beings, are not happy unless we are growing, unless we are improving. And the only way that we can grow and we can improve is to lean into the direction that we want to, but we have to push against the edge. So if it's very, very simple. If you're used to practicing 10 minutes a day, you're going to push that. If you're used to doing 10 push-ups a day, you're going to push that. You can go for 11. It doesn't matter how much more you do. It matters that you are exceeding that you're growing. That's very, very important, okay? Red Shadow, thank you. Unbelievable. $50 donation. I'm 77 years old and learning guitar. Thank you for all you do, your help. A wonderful experience. You are an excellent teacher. Unbelievable. Red Shadow, thank you. James Power, thank you so much, my friend. You guys, this is by far the most donations that we've ever had. You guys are insanely kind. Amazing. I'm beside myself. This is crazy. I had no idea. No idea. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about this first part here, right? Oh, I didn't tell you what me and the crew talked about. Here's the deal. I'm here for you guys. So what I want you to do right now, we're going to take a moment here. This is for you because going forward, by the way, we just got over 600 folks. So thank you for those that have liked this. Thank you for folks that have shared this. Could we reach 700 today? You know we could. Right there you go, 700. That's what I do to my wife when we're playing a game. I do that. I do the Jedi mind trick with her. Messes her up. She hates it. It's all in the brain, but it does. James, thank you for the donation. Lady J, Vancouver, thank you for the lesson. I'm going to tell you about what me and the crew talked about here in just 1 second. Every day I play the guitar and now write songs, and I truly feel like I've been hanging out with my cool, fun friend. Yay! I've played for 3 years with you and UGS, and it's opened up a whole new world for me. Thank you, Eric. Lady J, Vancouver, thank you so much. I love that. Well, we're gonna have even more fun today, lady, because we're gonna literally jam together today. You guys, okay? This is gonna be fun. I do this inside of UGS. I have a whole call and response program where we do this, and I'll expand on that as well eventually here. But Dan, thank you so much for the donation. So kind. Wow. All right, friends. So let's talk about what the crew said, and then we're going to go into the perfect practice. So met with the crew this morning. I said, guys, we're at the end of the 30-day here. What are we going to do? Are we going to just do another 30-day program? It's like people are starting to go back to work. It really feels like we've got this momentum where we're starting to go back to work. People are starting to get integrated again. The whole 9 yards. Rick, thank you for the donation. Eric, thank you for your crew. I love your attitude. Signed up for UGS Pro a couple of days ago. So excited. My wife refers to you as my new YouTube friend. So kind, Rick. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So we said, let's ask the folks what they want. So what we're going to do in just 1 second here, I'm going to ask you something. What we're going to do is we're probably going to give you a slight break here, and we're going to announce on Monday what it is that we're going to do, because we want to give you a few days here to marinate inside of UGS Standard. We've given you those free 30 lessons. The second link below, the first link gives you access to the PDF, right, what I've been yakking about all month here. The second link below is going to give you access to UGS, either Pro or Standard or whatever way you want to get in. Standard's 100% free for you guys. Pro, that's everything that I've ever done, books, everything, you get it, okay? So there's that. So we wanted to give you a few days where you could marinate in that, kind of give you a little bit of a break here, because you can overwhelm people, and I've been giving you a ton of stuff to do. I don't want to overwhelm you. I've been live for 70 hours-ish this month, including some private broadcasts that I've done for my UGS folks. So nearly 70 hours. That's a lot of stuff for you guys to digest. So I don't want to overwhelm you. So the plan is this. We're taking a teeny tiny mini break here until Monday. Monday, we're going to announce how we're going to proceed forward, but we're going to be doing something special for you guys, okay? What is that special thing? It's up to you. This is the point right now in the chat, because my whole crew is going to be watching, and they're going to be taking copious notes on what it is that you want. If you are following my social media, which all those links are below, if you're following my YouTube, if you're subscribed, which I'm sure you are, the subscribe button below will get you that and the notification bell. If you do that, and or if you're in my email list, we are going to be communicating with you via that. There's going to be a poll, most likely. There's going to be an email that goes out, etc. But for right now, so that they can start keeping up with basics, right? Because there's going to be 700 things that people say, but there's going to be some things that come up a lot, and we want to get to the bulk of what it is that you need done. Maybe not the one guy who wants to learn that one polka song in B flat from a group that no one knows. I would like to do that, but if it's only going to serve one person, and then there's like 9,000 other people that really wanted me to show them the chords or how to solo or something, then that's not the proper route, right? So I want to get your information now. So here's what you do. Right now and throughout the program, what I want you to do, or throughout today's broadcast, I want you to say what it is that would serve you best. How can I serve you best going forward with live broadcasts? Because we're going to do something here, okay? Whether that is more theory, delving into songs, how to transcribe, how to develop your ear, how to solo, the cage system? Are we going back to the basics? Do you want to see more advanced stuff? Is it finger picking? Is it creating your own? You know, as an artist, I've told you, you are an artist. You have all the abilities within you that Hendrix and everybody else had. You've got all the seeds of that greatness. But you gotta water them, they gotta have the light, you gotta have the fertilizer, and then they can grow. It's called practice, it's called focus, etc. You know what they are. So you have all those seeds within you, but how are we gonna feed them? What do, somebody said, and beer, somebody needs beer. Okay, let's put that on the list, and beer, thrash metal needs beer. Whatever it is, I want you to say it. You can say it now, you can say it throughout the program. The crew is going to be taking notes. Detailed notes. We're going to assemble something, and all that together, we're going to put some sort of either a poll out there that's going to be on social, emails, etc. We're going to get you the best quality stuff, but it's dependent on what do you want. This is you. This is for you to say now, okay? William, unfriggin' believable. William Wallace coming in, $100 donation. Nobody can teach me anything but you. Inspired me to learn. Nobody can teach me anything, but you inspired me to learn. Love that. William, thank you. Unbelievable and super, super, super generous. Thank you, buddy. Okay, you know what to do. Leave your comments in there. Let's get on with the lesson here. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but guess what? I'm not sorry, because I need to recognize these beautiful folks who have donated. And for the folks that haven't donated, I thank you so much for being here. I thank you for liking the video and sharing it and all the rest. Everybody has their part. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Unbelievable. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about perfecting your practice, right? At the beginning of this program, we talked about 21 to 30 days to develop a habit, okay? A habit, a lot of people think habits are good things, right? They can be. They could also be bad things. The only thing a habit is, it is an action or a thought, but it's something that becomes habitual, something that becomes automatic. Let's talk for a moment. I told you this is psychology. I told you that once you get this idea, you can walk away today. You don't even have to practice. I mean, it helps if you practice it, if you remember it, and then start applying it to the things that you want to move around in your life, your future, the way that you direct your life, moving the wheel to the left or the right, whatever direction you want to go in, losing weight, working on your mind, getting less depressed, getting stronger, getting happier, all these things. Right? By the way, I've gone through all of those. Whatever it is for you, you can do this through practice, especially playing guitar, okay? But it has to do with directing your mind. So we know that, and maybe you don't, we've got a conscious mind. A conscious mind is the mind right now that is listening to me and absorbing things. And if I say to you, what's 5 plus 35? Your conscious mind will go, that's 40, okay? And you're thinking about this right now. Your subconscious mind is doing things like sitting up straight because you know that good posture will help you stay awake, it'll help your back or whatever. Subconscious would be maybe if while you're talking, while you're listening to me, you're doing exercise number 1. The very first exercise with the 24 variations that everybody should be doing that's free for you inside UGS Standard. You know, like these are all subconscious actions. It's where I can talk to you. I'm talking to you consciously, but right now, as my fingers are moving, I'm doing this subconsciously. And what I mean by that is I'm thinking about what it is I'm going to tell you, but I don't have to think about what my fingers are doing because I've done this 7 million times. So those items that are in our conscious mind, right? Adam, thank you for the donation. So kind, my friend. Love you, Sage. So when I use relative pentatonic versus major relative, okay, Adam, I'll answer that. I'll answer that after I do this. Let me get this thought out, okay? When I'm playing here, I've done this so many times that it has gone down into my subconscious. But I have to think about what it is that I'm going to tell you consciously. First time you got on the potty, the first time you got on a bike, the first time you tried to eat by yourself, the first time you tried to walk, these were all really, really highly focused conscious activities that now are subconscious for you, okay? They've become automatic. Victoria, thank you so much for the kind donation. Thank you, thank you. it required you first to be in your conscious mind, and then when you did that thing enough times, it went past your analytical mind into your subconscious mind, and it becomes a part of your habit. Okay, you probably get out of the bed at the same place every time, every day. You get out on the left or the right side of the bed every single day. You brush your teeth with a certain hand. You do certain things just automatically without thinking. You can just, if you ever gotten in the car and you end up getting to your destination and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't even think about that. I'm just here, like, dear God, how did I just drive the car just now, right? That's your subconscious that does that, okay? Because you've done something so much. When you just start driving, you can't do that. It's still in your conscious mind. So we know it takes science says it takes 21 to 30 days of constantly doing something to develop a habit, which is why we did the 30-day challenge, right? So whether it's smoking a cigarette, whether it's not smoking a cigarette, whether it's drinking, whether it's not drinking, whether it's going to the gym, not going to the gym, whether it's playing guitar, whether it's binging on TV, whatever, no judgment. You do what it is. You steer your life in the direction that you want it to. But I'm here to tell you that there's nothing that is unattainable to you on guitar or otherwise. I like to refer to it as guitar because I'm a guitar teacher, but I'm telling you, you can apply what I'm going to tell you here to anything that it is that you're doing, okay? Anything in your life, 100%. We're not robots. We have elasticity in our brains, meaning it can grow, meaning you can, whatever it is, doesn't matter the age, you can grow new neural synapses, okay? Thrash metal, Eric, you've come a long way, man. You're a genuine, humble bro, dude. You're changing lives. Oh, man, thank you, thrash metal. Thank you so much. Unbelievable. So how would we do this when we're talking about practice on the guitar or anything for that matter? Well, we go like this. I say you don't need a guitar teacher, but a good guitar teacher or a good coach in anything is very helpful because they can get you where it is that you want to get to quicker, right? Listen to the rich man if you want to get rich. Listen to the fit man if you want to get fit. Don't listen to the guy that's not fit. Don't listen to the guy that's not fit if you want to get fit. I've been to the gym, that doesn't work. Don't listen to the guy who's poor if you want to get rich. I've done that. That's a scheme. I don't want to do that. Really, so you've gone your whole life and you know about money, right? Doesn't work that way. Not meaning to offend, but just the fruit. Again, you got two apple trees. One has fruit. One has apples from it. The other one doesn't. Which tree you want to keep? It's not rocket science. I know we're in a world where we can't really judge, but I'm judging. I got two trees. One has apples, one doesn't. I'm chopping the one that doesn't have apples down, unless there's a bird's nest in it or something, right? I'm chopping that tree down. It's a waste. It's a waste of my time. You've got to start thinking like this, whether it's, friends you're hanging out with or habits that you have in your life. What direction do you want to go in your life? And it's literally just asking that question. So when it comes to playing guitar and practicing, right? If, let's say we don't learn strumming the way that I teach you, where our down strums are in sync with our down beats and our up strums are in sync with our up beats, right? Let's say we don't learn that. We don't learn it the proper way. And then we're practicing and we're like 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1. And we're all like cattywampus. And we've been playing for years and we're like, well, I wonder why I can't strum right. But yet, in the background, you don't understand that first you learned it the wrong way because you didn't have the proper instruction, right? And now what you did is you practiced the wrong thing over and over and over and over again for years. Guess what? Now it's part of your subconscious. Now, some of you think, well, once your subconscious is programmed, you're screwed. No. Good news. No. And in fact, literally, the day that you go, oh, I'm doing this wrong, whether that's drinking, whether that's smoking, whether that's not going to the gym, or whether that's doing your strumming wrong, doesn't matter. The first day of freedom or potential freedom is the day you recognize it. Oh, crap. Revelation hits you. You're like, oh, crap. Art, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. That's the day that potential freedom, that you grab the wheel. Doesn't mean you've turned it yet, but you're starting to turn it because you've noticed, hey, there's a problem with your strumming, with anything else in your life that you want changed, okay? Bear with me. I promise you that this is a really valuable lesson, and once you get it, you just get it, okay? You can walk away with this information. Ronald, thank you so much for the donation. Ronald Brock, thank you. After 10 months of learning guitar and your prodding, these 71 years, old fingers can now form clean F chords. Beautiful. And if you can play an F chord, you can play 100 plus new bar chords, right? As we learned in my bar chords lessons on YouTube, YourGuitarSage bar chords, if you want to get through those, okay? So, you're practicing, you're strumming wrong. You've done that in your conscious mind. Now it's in your subconscious. How do we undo this? Well, first we recognize, I got a problem. Okay, whatever the problem is in your life. Now, what is the proper thing I should be doing? So now you find the proper information from the proper guru or person who you know has that information. How do you know they have that information? Because they have the fruit. I love Tony Robbins because he has massive amounts of fruit. He's got people who believe in him that would absolutely die for that guy because they know that he has changed the world in massive ways, in so many beautiful ways. Whether you agree with that or not, there's lots of people that disagree about all sorts of different things, but that guy has massive fruit, so I trust that guy. You know, and I look for him for information about things. If it's someone about meditation, I follow them, okay? So what we need to do is we need to get the proper information. Once we get that proper information, here's when we actually start turning the wheel. It's when we start applying that information. When we go, okay, I'm doing this wrong, but how do I want to do this? Okay, how do I want to do it? So for instance, we learn, okay, the strumming, we should be strumming down with the down strums. Well, I haven't done that before. So now you have such a habit, you've developed a habit. So practice makes perfect, they say. No, not quite. Perfect practice makes perfect, because you've been practicing the wrong thing, right? And now you've developed a habit for that, right? Serge, $74 donation. Thank you. My goodness, not even a question. Unbelievable. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friend. Wow. So, you find out what it is that you need to do, and then you do that thing one time. Now, here's the deal. One time. Have you ever taken a nut and you crack it, nothing happens. You crack it, nothing happens. You crack it, nothing happens, right? Tony Robbins talks about all the time that there are these competitions where these guys take these giant rocks and they take these sledgehammers and the whole point is they're supposed to like crack the rock. And you'll see them bam, 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 and they're smashing these rocks as fast and as hard as they can, and nothing's happened, nothing happens, nothing happens that you see. But all the while they're hitting this rock, that rock is becoming weak, chipping away at the stone, right? A little fracture happens that maybe you can't see. Jeffrey, thank you so much for the super kind donation. You guys are unbelievable. This is crazy today. You hit that rock, crack, you don't see it. You may not see it. It's happening underneath. Hit it again, nothing. Hitting a net, nothing. Hit again, nothing. Then all of a sudden, there's a time when you physically see that rock crack, shatter, fracture, fall apart, blow up apart, whatever. You have an aha moment, and now, guess what, friends? You're building a new neural path. Let's talk about this for a second. Neural paths are, you've done this since before you were even born, okay? In your mama's little womb, you were developing neural paths. More so when you came out into the world, because now you have more stimuli, but you had plenty of stimuli in your mama's tummy when she ate some spicy food, got in the hot tub, did whatever. You were getting stimuli, okay? Dad and mama having some love time, but you're still in the womb. You're getting stimulated, trust me. Nonetheless, okay? Gross thought. Nonetheless, you're getting stimulated in ways, okay? And every time we do that, we are building neural paths. A neural path is nothing more than neurons connecting and creating pathways, as if you were in a meadow of grass and you walk across that meadow several times. Now the grass is patted down. This is how we're building synapse connections, right? And this is how we can relate one thing to another. Now, the day that you decide, okay, I've done this wrong, I want to correct it, now I'm going to practice this. Now you're practicing perfect practice because you know what it is you should be doing and you apply it. Is it going to be difficult for you? Yes, it's going to be challenging. Let's try not to throw too many labels on it like, oh, this is so hard, this is impossible, this is difficult, I hate this, da 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 da. How about let's just say, boy, this is challenging. Boy, that makes it so much different than throwing a bunch of labels on it. This is going to kill me. I'll never get this. Impossible. These words are very, very powerful, right? Life and death is within the tongue, as another great book said. So there you go. What you say, and even more so what you think, because what you say is the fruit of what it is that you actually think. Ah, man, I'm just kidding. I don't really mean that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You said it because it's in you, you know. Ah, man, I'm just joshing with it. You know I am. Richard, thank you for the donation. Thank you and your team for helping us get through these last 30 days. You rock. Thank you, Richard. So kind, bud. So yes, whatever it is that we say is also an indication of what it is that we think. Art, thank you for the donation. Unflippin' believable. So you've recognized what it is that's wrong. Step one. Step two, you get the information that you need to correct that. And friends, the information is out there. We live in 2020 now. Any single thing that you want to know about is out there. Let your fingers do the walking with Google. I promise you, you can find the information. If you're passionate enough about it, I Google stuff all the live long day because yes, indeed, the answers are out there. All right, Darwin, thank you. Thank you for everything that you taught me. It made me feel that anyone can be the very best guitar player they can, and it's 100% true. I will become a pro member once everything gets back to normal. Rock on. Beautiful, Darwin. Thank you. Love that. Mike Rooney, just keep talking, man. You make my day. Thanks. Yay. Thank you, Mike. Beautiful. Thank you for giving me permission, bud. I appreciate that. Because I never know when I'm losing people, when they think I'm going off the rails. I know one guy thinks I'm going off the rails, and then 10 other people are like, no, you're right on what you're talking about. So thank you. We're almost up to 700 folks because of your shares and likes. Thank you, friends. So now, you make step one. You got the, okay, I'm doing this wrong. You get the information now. Now you did it one time of the right way that you should be doing it. Or just say the new way that you should be doing it, okay? Now what happens is this. You just walked across the meadow one time, a blank meadow, okay? Maybe, well, actually, there's this path here that you've been taking a lot. You've been taking this path a lot. Okay, and it's beat down, and that's going to be the one that subconsciously you are going to be inclined to move to. Okay, not the brain, but now the neurons, because there are neurons all through all through your body, through the heart and everything. This is science. This is, go look it up. There are neurons within your body, not just in your brain. Neurons, the things that make up your brain, they're not just in your brain, they're in your body. So yes, indeed. What happens is once it gets into the subconscious and it becomes part of your being, you gravitate to, you automatically pick up that drink, you automatically pick up that cigarette, you automatically do the wrong stroke because you haven't established that good habit enough times, but it 100% is there for you. So now you've done those three things, you've got the information, or you saw it, you did it wrong, you got the information, and you did it one time the right way. This is a victory day because what you just did is you have this one path that's over here that's really beaten down, and you see it and you now identify it and you know it, and then you have this one path over here that you just walked one time across. You look behind you and you see that there's this path over here that you've beaten for years, and it's thick and it's clear. It's like someone went through with a daggone John Deere tractor and cleared it. And it's so easy to fall into that groove. But there's this other little path here that's beat down just a little bit. And that's the one that you're like, wait a minute, that's the change in my life. That's the route that I can walk down. I have a choice. I see that one. I know it's a wider path for me. I understand that. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go down this path, okay? And now, boom, boom, boom. you know in the direction you're supposed to go. Kevin's saying practice, practice, practice. Thanks, Eric. You're so welcome. Thank you so much, Kevin. Unbelievable. So you see this other path. I know it's really easy to go down that other one, but now because you did the first step and you recognized, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. That's the thing. That's the big thing. That's victory day right there, because now you realize this is the other area that I want to go down, okay? We're going to get to questions in just a minute. I'm almost done preaching. So we got this other little area. Now what happens is you did it one time. The chances of you doing it the new right way again have gone up exponentially. Now this other area here is still strong. It hadn't gone away yet. It's still there. It will only go away when you go down the new path again, the right path. It's the only way. This other way is going to grow up again. The grass is going to grow, and the you know, the foliage is going to grow in that area, and it was something of the past, something that you don't even go back to anymore. How many addicts have you heard that have literally their 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years not having gone back to that habit? There's tons of them. There's so many of them, it's not even funny. There's tons of them. So that means that 100% that path grows up again, and they say never again. Never, never, never again. Never again am I going to make that bad habit again, right? So same thing here. But, so you did it the first time. The chances of you going and doing it the right way again now have gone up exponentially. Doesn't mean that you couldn't go the other bad path again. Doesn't mean that you can't. But you're going to keep it in observance. I know what I'm supposed to do. So people say all the time, I always have this bad habit, Eric, where I do blank. How do I not do that? Number one, beautiful question. And the answer, you just answered it. Don't do it again. There's something about a void during these 30 days, right? Look, in your life, has anything changed? Have you had different dreams? Have you been spending different time with your family? Hopefully better time. Have you thought about your job differently? I bet you have. Have you thought about your personal time differently? Have you thought about health differently, eating differently, working out differently, all these things? Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's lights are going on. Yes, Eric, you're speaking directly to me, because that's true. It's like it takes a shakeup like that for something to happen, okay? So when we have a void and we recognize that something shouldn't be that way anymore, and we leave that void, now we have the opportunity to do the right thing. We have the opportunity to go here and practice that thing again. So yes, exponentially, your chances are better now that you're going to do that habit. If you do it twice in a row, you're throwing some kindling underneath this fire, friends. You do it 3 times in a row, now it's more. And that's why they say it takes 21 to 30 days to develop a habit. Good or bad, doesn't matter. I'm not an alcoholic, but there was a time when I couldn't sleep, when I wasn't meditating, when I could not sleep. And I was like, I gotta get some damn sleep. And I would go take a shot of hard liquor, tequila, vodka usually. I hate liquor. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I like a cocktail every now and then. I like sweet drinks, I'm a girl. I like sweet drinks, Cosmopolitan, whatever, pina colada, sorry. Take my man card, whatever. But I don't like straight liquor, but I would do it. It was utilitarian. I gotta sleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be up and work tomorrow. Boom, take a shot. The next day, same thing, boom. And I find myself getting in a habit of this. Sometimes I take 2 shots just to go to sleep. That's a bad habit. There was a time in my life I remember I would wake up every single morning, 2, 3 o'clock at night, and I would eat a massive meal. What? In the middle of the night, I developed a habit. It was the weirdest thing. And then somewhere along the line you go, bro, what are you doing? You're waking up and adding an entire meal to your day every single day. What is going on? And so I recognized it and I said, bro, you can't do that, right? And then, so what do? You don't do it. There's the path. Eric, how do I not do this thing? You just answered it. Don't do that thing. Let there be a void. Let it be uncomfortable like this time. This time is proof to you that when there's a void, different things will happen. So leave the void. Let it be really unbearably uncomfortable. Eric, don't have that shot before you go to bed. Stay up. Stay up and just do whatever it is, but don't do that thing. And you will find yourself not having to rely on those things anymore. This is within everybody. Within everybody, okay? And this is how we want to practice. I know that was a long way about it, but again, it's a psychology thing. Friends, we're up to 674 folks. If you share this, you will help. And we're going to get into the jam now in just a minute here, because I know I've preached a lot here, and with the donations, we've gone way over. But we're going to get into the jam here in just a minute, okay? So friends, here's the steps. Recognize whatever it is that you want to fix in your playing or your life, in your eating, in your meditation, in your relationships. Doesn't matter. Recognize it, right? With your mind, you have the power to do this. Write it down. Make it uncomfortable to where now you got to look at it. Make it uncomfortable. If you want to grow, you have to make it uncomfortable. For 100% sure. Otherwise, if it's just a thought, you're going to let it go because it's more comforting to go down that same old path all the time. Write it down. Put it in your wallet. Put it on your mirror in the morning. Let it stare at you and loom over you and say, you're better than this, right? And then, now, so you got that. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to find out what it is you should be doing. And all of that information's out there. If you think it's not, friend, you haven't Googled. Get to Googling. All right, it was the first time in forever that we've been able to, first time ever that we've been able to have all of this information. Today is we have more information today than we had yesterday, and tomorrow we'll have more information. Also more misinformation. So follow the fruit, right? Got to follow the fruit. Get that information, apply it one time to your life, and you will have now beaten a new path. But again, you got to keep going. We got to do it again, and we got to do it again until it becomes a habit. And then you will take what's in your conscious brain, and it will become part of your subconscious. And now the neurons in your body, it becomes part of your muscle memory. It becomes part of your subconscious. Now you're not having to think about it. I am meditating in the morning now, automatically, and in the night now. Back in the day, before this 30-day guitar challenge, I would have bouts of that where I would do it for a week, and then maybe I'd skip a day or two, and I would do it one time. Let's keep the politics out. Generally, no politics here. Sorry. Come on, be cool, bro. Unbelievable. Anyhow, doesn't matter. So this is what we have to do: is we've got to establish that habit. You can do this. I promise you, you can do this, and that's it. That's all. It's just a matter of practicing a habit, and you will. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. You will see massive changes in your life. Since I've been doing this meditation twice a day now, lots has changed for me. Okay, we're going to shift gears now into the advanced part of the lesson. What I want you to do is, if the words that I just spoke this last hour, if you have seen massive change in your life by applying this, please go ahead and say yes. Just say yes in the chat, okay? If what I'm saying is true, because I know a lot of you know this stuff. You didn't need me to do this, right? You got it from somebody else, or you just were like me as a kid, and you knew about this, and you kind of leaned into it. Let everybody know, because for other people here who are doubting it, they're going to be like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it's just true for you, Eric, but thank you for all the yeses. You guys know this is 100% true, okay? And thank you so much, friends. We just went up above 700, so that's cool too. Yay. I don't know. I'm a nerd when it comes to numbers. Not that much of a nerd, since it took me 5 times to get through algebra in college, but nonetheless, you get the idea. I love it. We just went above 700, so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo, all the yeses. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm preaching to the choir. I got to stop. Okay? Al's like, nope. Al's a kidder. Okay, friends, here we go. We're getting into the second hour here. If you haven't already, like this video, share it as well. Subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. First link below is going to give you access to the PDF for the 30-day guitar challenge. All of these are uploaded to the web, so you can go through it any time. But more importantly than that is the second link below. I'm giving you access to the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. So you don't necessarily need these live broadcasts, although they will help. Obviously, we're not just like doing nothing for 2 hours. We're answering questions. We're digging in. Of course, I'm going to be saying stuff that I might not say in one of those videos, but if you want a real concise, sharp way, step-by-step method for learning the guitar boom, that's free for you today, the second link below, okay? Now, your guitar is tuned, right? If not, we need to do it, okay? Here's an A. We're gonna have a blast at this. This is an A. Tune that guitar, okay? We are gonna have so much fun doing this, okay? Okay, you're A tuned. Now you're gonna use the method that I've showed you inside of UGS Standard, where we tune the guitar to itself. Okay, so now you should. I'm gonna give you another minute here, okay, to do this, and while I'm telling folks about what it is that we're gonna be doing, okay. So you've tuned the guitar to itself as I taught you. We only need one of the notes, right? One of the notes, which you got. We got the A there, right? So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about playing to a jam track, or what it is that we're going to do is we're going to play to a jam track, okay? You and I are going to play together. We're going to do what's called call and response, where I play something and then you play something. Now, most call and response, it's like a free-for-all. It's like two people talking about a subject, and they're like, man, I did, when I'm working out, I like to do sets of 10 because blankety blank. And then another guy goes, yeah, I like to do sets of 10, but I also like to do a power set afterwards, whatever. And then they're adding on top of each other, and then each guy complements the next, and then together you grow, right? Iron sharpens iron. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna simplify this a little bit, because right now we got 700 folks in here, and one guy literally just started playing guitar today, okay? And then there's other people who've been playing guitar longer than I have in here today. So we're gonna be using my looper, Jimmy. So we wanna do this very simply, and for those of you who have done this before, you know what this is like. And so, for some of you, it's going to be repeat, but for most of you, you're going to be like, okay, I get it. And that's really what I'm looking for, is I want you to go, oh my God, graduation day, Eric took me through this thing, and no joke, I was soloing, and I felt it, and I could sense what he was saying now. Because like I said, I can tell you what chocolate tastes like, or you can taste it. 1,000 people over 100 years could tell you what chocolate tastes like, or the one moment you pop chocolate in your mouth, you're like, oh, that's what they were talking about. or love, or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do. We're actually going to experience this today, okay? We're using what's called the 12-bar blues, which is 12 bars or 12 measures of music. And Paul, unfriggin' believable. Did you know the Beatles guru Maharishi was a horrific title? Meaning great sage. Oh, it was an honorific title, not a horrific, an honorific title meaning great sage. You are my inspiration and have made this stay at home very rewarding. I am a much better player now and some good daily habits. Drink Bacardi. Thank you, Paul. Unbelievably generous. Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate that, buddy. Wow. You guys are on fire today. So, what call and response is I play something, then you play something. But the way that we're doing it today is you're going to play exactly what I'm playing, if you want. Now, for those folks that are advanced, you know what to do. You play whatever it is you want to play in that moment. You could be Yngwie Malmsteen at home, or Stevie Ray Vaughan. Well, not so much Stevie, but you could be another blues player, right? And you could be doing this at home, and you could be a much better player than I am. That wouldn't be terribly hard to do. And but you could be doing your own licks during the whole that I'm going to be placing here. It's going to be a 2-measure or 2-bar whole, okay? So it's going to go like this. This is what it's going to look like, okay? We're going to be playing in A. I'm going to show you exactly what to play so you don't have to worry. But we're going to be playing a 12-bar blues, and the chord progression is going to be doing this. Let me listen. Okay, so it's A7. Another donation just came in. Don, your sincerity in teaching us is off the charts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Don. Means so much to me, bud. That's really super kind. Wow. John Bonamassa. Yeah, John Bonamassa is watching today. He's jumping in on the chat. Okay. Then we got an E7, and then a D7, then an A7, then an E7. Okay, so this is our 12-bar blues progression, okay? This is how it's going to look. You don't have to write this down. Might not probably help you too much. It might. But I have videos on the 12-bar blues progression, all up on the YouTubes, okay? Just search YourGuitarSage 12-bar. This is the chord progression we're going to be using. So I'm going to play these 2 bars. I'm going to play something. Then you're going to play over these 2 bars. Then I'm going to play these 2 bars. Then you're going to play these 2 bars. Then I'm going to play these 2 bars. Then you're going to play these 2 bars. Now, here's the deal. This is not an F7, by the way. This is an E7. Now, what I'm going to do is, because, you know, like in the case of here, I'm going to be playing over the D7. You're going to be playing over the A7. Then we got our what's called our turnaround. It's not going to sound the exact same over the chords, right? So sometimes a riff is going to sound better over the D7s as opposed to the A7s, okay? That's more complex. We'll get to that inside of the UGS Pro, but for today, I'm going to try to keep all of these licks as simple as possible where they can be played over any one of these chords, okay? Because the only thing we're trying to do is learn how to phrase. Why are we doing this, Eric? Because just like a child learns how to speak, they learn how to speak. If you say, buddy, is your tummy hurting? Yeah, mommy, my tummy's hurting. And then they know if their tummy's hurting that mommy's going to help them, right? Or, mommy, I got a poopy. Oh, get that kid on the toilet, right? They know, they don't even know how to spell those words. They don't even know what words are yet. They just know if they go, mommy, I got a poopy, or in another language, whatever, they know that those syllables and notes put together are going to get a certain response, okay? So that's all we're doing today is we're assembling notes. We don't have to know what scale they're in. We don't have to know the names of the notes. We don't have to know 1, 5, 4, 4. We don't have to know any of that, okay? We're literally mimicking, you guys are literally mimicking me, and or if you're an advanced player, then you can do whatever you want during that whole, okay? You don't even have to know where we're at on here. Okay, now we're going by what I call minimalistic blues, okay, which could be, you could use this for anything, but it basically is minimalistic playing. Instead of like just being all over the neck and taking advantage of every single scale and every single lick, etc., we're learning how to speak just like a child would, which is the best way, which is the only way. You go to first grade before second, you go to second before third, etc. We learn everything in order, or if we don't, then it's going to take us longer. Cool? Okay, Larry says yes. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be using a 12-bar blues progression in A, and we're going to be using an A minor pentatonic scale over the top of it. In fact, we might even use A minor blues. Actually, we'll be using A blues in some of these, and we may even be using A major blues. But we're going to take it step by step so you're not overwhelmed. So what that means is I'm going to be in one part of the neck. In fact, I'm going to take you to my favorite part of the neck for soloing, or one of my favorite parts of the neck to solo. Super easy. You're going to get this. A baby will get this, okay? Here is where I'm at. I'm putting my first finger, you should be doing this with me, by the way, okay? I'm putting my first finger at the 8th fret of the 2nd string. That's going to be my first finger on the 8th fret. Here's 5, 7, 8. So do that right now. And then my 3rd finger will be on the 10th fret, or it will play the 10th fret should I need it. And then on the string below it, I got 8 and I've got 10 again. So 8, 10, 8, 10. 8, 10, 8, 10. That's all we're going to be doing for right now is that right there, okay? I'm going to be coming up on the fly with different phrases for us to use. And they're all going to be based around an A. Now this note right here, which is the 10th fret of the 2nd string, go ahead and hit that right now. That's an A. This is an A. This is an A. This is an A. This is an A. A. Okay, we got A's all over the fretboard, but here is the one we're going to be focusing around, all right? We're going to come back to it a whole lot, and all of our phrases are going to be we're going to be hanging out around that with that note. We're going to start off really simple, okay? We'll get more complex as we go along, but the only thing I want you to do is I want you to copy me, and I'm going to guide you in this. I'm going to be pointing at you, and I'm going to hum it a little bit so that you know. If you mess up, you don't mess up, because if you're sticking to the scale, you're going to go, crap, I didn't play what he played, but that sounded good. Yeah, Will, because you're phrasing, you're not just running through the scale, and you are playing the right notes, okay? So that's what it's about. You've always been playing the right notes when you run through your scales, but you're like, well, why doesn't it sound like a solo? Because you're not phrasing, and that's what we're gonna do now is phrase. Are you ready? All right, Michael, thanks so much for the donation, my friend. So here we go. We're just gonna go. Here we go. It's gonna go like this. I'm gonna play something, you're gonna play something, I'll tell you when it is your turn, okay? So this is gonna be me. Then you're gonna be going bump. That sort of thing, okay? So we're gonna start off this very, very simple. So for I will be like bump, da, 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 2, 3, and then you'll be bump, bump, da, ba, da, and then I'll be ba da da ba ba, then you'll be ba da da ba ba, and then I might go ba da ba ba, and then you'll go ba da ba da. See, because we're taking 2 measures. 1, 2, da ba da da. That'll be me, and then you'll be bum dum dum ba da da, and then I might be da 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 da. Not really. And you'll be da 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 da, and I might be. You might be. I'm joking. We're not going to get complex like that, but you get the idea. Okay, we're going to be real simple. Okay, so 8, 10, 8, 10. That's all we're doing. You ready? Here we go. It's going to be simple at first. So for those of you that are bored, you play whatever you want. But for those of you that are simple, and we're going to do this, this is how babies learn. We're babies, right? This is how we learn how to phrase. Here we go. And you're going to go. And you're going to go. And then again. And then you're going to go. Okay, make sense? Don't worry if you can't do vibrato, just try it. Right? Make sense? Here we go. There we go. You're gonna go. Again. Do I need to get closer? Right? Let's try this. Here we go. You're gonna do the same thing. Thank you for the donation, Bob. Super kind, bud. We're gonna get more complex, okay? I'm bending that a little bit. You don't have to. Okay, so we're gonna bend now. So you're gonna bend this up to. You could also slide it. In fact, I'm gonna do that. Make Make sense? You're learning to phrase. If you can imitate my rhythm, do that too. Okay, now, first off, let me see some response from you to see, Is that too much over your head? I kind of got to get a basic vibe from you guys. Like, are you guys able to keep up with that? I'm sure you are, but if you can't, again, if it's too easy for you, then definitely just go ahead and, okay, so you guys are good. If it's too easy for you, then you do whatever you want. But I just want to make sure that I'm being simple enough, okay? Just right, lights on, good, fun. No, this is amazing. Man, that's awesome, easy, good. If you can, anyone can, awesome, so much fun. Okay, good, good, good. Good, you guys are getting it. Can't see the finger placement well. Okay, I'll get closer. Keep up, this is the right medicine. This is perfect. I need several hours of this. Good, okay, good, good, hell yeah. Okay, yes, 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 lights are going on. Okay, that's what I need. Over the top, perfect, just enough for me. No problem, fun, great, I'm with you, beautiful. Okay, can you show me the chords, please? Michael, here are the chords. Take a snapshot of that, friends. Yeah, because some of you may be wanting to play along with the chords. You know, you may want to be playing along with the chords, but probably not. You probably want to, tough to follow. Okay, and that's okay, because remember, the only thing we're trying, have you ever like said to a kid, say please, and they're like, please, and they say it wrong, and you're not like, it's please, you idiot. No, they go please, and you're like, oh my God, he said please, right? So here's the deal. It's like, it's okay if you don't get it right. It's like, it's the general idea, because you're not going to get it right at first. You're going to be saying please, and it's going to be cute. It's going to be awesome, and it'll turn to please shortly, okay? But just getting the basic idea, we're just getting the wheels turning. If we don't get the wheels turning, then we're not going to get rolling at all, right? You start a car, it starts off slowly, and then it gets going. So we're going to have to do that, okay? We've got to grease this thing a bit, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something magical. Watch this. We can take those same notes. We can play this all over the fretboard. Okay? What? Well, you can play that all over the fretboard? Yeah, so can you. It's literally all over the fretboard. That's the thing. When you say Stevie Ray Vaughan, or you see Jimi Hendrix or Jimmy Page or any of these guys just flying all over the fretboard, look, dude, there's 5 notes in the pentatonic scale, 6 notes in the blues scale. They're playing 6 notes. They're just playing the same daggone 6 notes in different combinations, different rhythms, different places on the neck, different strings, but it's the same notes. So that's the thing. You can play that lick. We're all over the place, right? We can do this. You made my last 30 days a true blessing. Oh, thank you, Michael. So kind, friend. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that same thing, which is going to allow your fingers to have memorized where that nice sweet spot is, the A, and then it's going to be right there. So now we're on frets 4, 5, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 5, 7, 5, 7. 5, 7, 5, 7. 5, 7, 5, 7. On strings 4 and 3. Let me show you. 5, 7, 5, 7. So here we go. 5, 7, 5, 7. Okay, and that's all we're doing. And this, that's our A. We were playing it up there. So we're gonna do the same thing, but since this is our second time around, we'll make it just a little bit more difficult, okay? Just a little bit more. But we're not gonna get too crazy. And again, if you don't really get it, go for it and just attempt to to do what I said, right? If a little kid is listening to you say something, man, they just get out there and they say please, or they just try to mimic what it is that you say. They're not like, oh, I'm not even going to attempt to say it because I can't do it. No, get out there and say it. Chances are, if you're playing on these frets and we're in the same key and your guitar is tuned, even if you don't do exactly what I do, you're going to find out that you're going to make some happy mistakes and they're going to sound great. My wife says it all the time when she was songwriting, and she would hit the wrong chord and she'd end up hitting some sort of new thing, and she'd be like, oh, that's beautiful. And that was because she made a mistake. I've done this a bazillion times, and so has every other musician, where you're like, now what was that again? Whenever I would record a solo, or working on a solo, I would always record myself, and inevitably I would play something that was outside of what I normally would do, play the wrong note or something, and I'd be like, oh, I love that. I need to shape that up. And then I'd listen back to it, shape it up, and now I had that riff that I put in the solo. So same thing here. Here we go. This is 5-7-5-7. Okay? Here we go. All right. Here we go. See, we don't have to say a ton. We're just talking, just riffing. We're adding a little note there. Starting off with a bend there. How you doing? Let me know how you're doing. Did that feel, did you sense that we were playing the same licks? It's the same notes, we're just in different octaves, right? Does that feel good? Do you get this idea? Yes, good, Lord excess. Do you get the idea that you're phrasing, right? A lot of people, they play the scale, they got the thing going, and they're like, I don't know what to say, I'm just gonna talk, and then I don't know what to say anyhow. How you doing? I'm doing great. Yeah, that's funny, and then it's nervous laughter, and it's talking, and it's on and on. That's what it sounds like when people take a scale, and they're just like, they're doing this, right? They're going. Why does it sound like a scale? Because you're playing a scale. Right? Because you're playing a scale, you're not saying anything. You're taking everything that you know and you're blah. And we don't do that. We don't talk like that, right? All the lights are going on, lots of yeses, happy faces, thumbs up, got it now, dig it, hell yeah. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so you guys are getting this. You want to keep going on this? Yeah? Let's keep going, okay? A weekly jam session on YouTube would be best. Okay, we will denote that, man. It's the A minor pentatonic scale, but again, we're taking a teeny tiny section of it using minimalistic blues, which, by the way, number one, if you want to know more about minimalistic blues on YouTube, search YourGuitarSage minimalistic blues. For those of you that have gone pro inside of UGS, you know what I'm talking about. I have a whole course on minimalistic blues, okay? A whole course on that. Okay, beautiful. So you guys are getting this. You want to keep going? Let's do it. I'm going to show you a fun little bit here. So this one's fun. Now this is going to require a little pull-off action, but it's using the flat 5, okay? We're going to use the flat 5 a lot, in fact. So we're going to take advantage of this. Up until now, we've pretty much just been using and you know, but we're going to use, oh, we did that. We did a bend there, but we're going to do that. We're also going to go, it's a hammer-on pull-off, so pick. We're going to do that. So we might go. I'll try to keep it simple though, okay? And I tell you what, let's do it down here. Okay, we're going to do that just because at the same time as me showing you how to phrase and you guys are learning how to phrase, I also want to show you that you can play these same licks. So when you start getting good at this, which I really highly suggest you go in, if you're in UGS Pro, you got the 600 plus jam tracks. If you're not in UGS, there's jam tracks you can find on YouTube. Just search YourGuitarSage or search. Well, I've got some YourGuitarSage jam tracks. Search for that. Barry Cowboy Convoy. $30 for 30 from an old vet. Thank you for your crew, for all you do for us. Thank you, Barry. So kind, my friend. Wow. So what I'm trying to show you is that we're really dancing around that tonic, and then also I want to show you can do it in all these different places on the neck, right? Using some of the methods that I show you how to do. But find a jam track. In this case here, we're in the key of A, right? So find one for A. Let's just concentrate on A. The more you can focus like that, just say, well, I just want to practice things in A right now. You start getting the vibe of that. When you start throwing different variables in there, like different keys and different tempos. Tempos maybe not a big deal, but like maybe a different chord progression. Now you're kind of throwing a wrench at yourself and you're just trying to get started. So it's like a kid trying to learn, and now you're like, by the way, let's go ahead and sharpen up our Spanish too while you're at it. While you're trying to learn English, let's go ahead and learn Spanish too. Don't do that to yourself. Give yourself a minute to marinate in this. Give yourself a minute to understand how to phrase in one key first, and then then you can move on to some other keys and stuff and some other forms of the scale and stuff. But the reason that people have such an issue with this is because they try to take on too many things at once. They can't juggle with 2 balls, so they're trying 3 and 4. Maybe that'll help out. Maybe if I throw 5, 6, 7 balls in there and I still can't juggle 2, maybe magically it'll work. Nah, it won't. We got to focus and we got to get small. We got to think very tiny. Not a bad way, but think very focused. That's why it's minimalistic blues, right? You do this with any genre, but blues is so easy because it just has that sound to it, right? And it's very simple to follow, okay? So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to be on frets 3 and 5. 3 and 5. Get small. Steve Martin, I remember that bit. Get small. Get small. So we're going to use 3, 5, 3, 5. Choopy's loving this. Are you loving it, honey? Yeah. All right, so 3, 5, 3, 5. This is on strings 6 and 5, okay? But we're going to do this fun thing, too. We're going to throw this in there. Okay, here we go. You ready? Get to those guitars ready. Here we go. Real simple. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Susan. That's the blue note right there, by the way. You're just kind of dancing with it a little bit. Now I'm gonna move this back up to 5 and 7, so it's the same lick, okay? Watch this. And I bent this guy a little bit too. Yeah. Charles is getting it. Yep. Now again, I'm back at 8 and 10, but we're doing that pinky bit here. All right. Okay, now, how you guys doing? Are we ready to bump this up a little bit? You want to get a little bit more complex? Remember, here's the deal. If you just fill that space with whatever, we're talking. So now we get to a place where you don't have to mimic everything, right? My little guy, he's never broken open a dictionary. He's starting to read some books now, right? But he's actually saying his own thing now, right? So in the beginning, they only mimic what it is that you say because they don't really know how to talk. So they're just mimicking sounds, which my kid is amazing at, by the way. So he can mimic these sounds, but now he's just starting to say stuff, and he'll just like come out with a whole phrase that I'm like, buddy, where did you come up with that? So that's kind of like him coming up with his own phrase, you know? It's like he's not just mimicking me anymore. So what I want you to do is I'm going to get a little bit more complicated. Still want to keep it simple for those of you that are watching that are just brand new to guitar, but I'm going to complicate it a little bit more. If it's outside of, Byron, thank you so much for the donation, buddy. Thanks for another old vet freeloader. I'm slowly overcoming 60 years of bad habits. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Ben, thank you for the donation, bud. Thank you for doing this. Much appreciated. Yeah. Beautiful. Kind. Thank you, man. So I'll complicate it a little bit, but remember, just stick to the scale. And if you are just speaking during your little time there, you have a minute to listen back and go, what do I want to say? Start feeling free to play off of what I'm doing, not doing what I'm doing. So if you have zero ideas, that's okay. Then just copy what I'm doing. But if you have some ideas of your own, start throwing them in there, even if it's just a teeny tiny bit. Okay, even if it's just a little bit. Corey is in the house. Corey Congilio's in the house with us. Beautiful. Welcome, Corey. Corey is an amazing guitar player. You want to see him play some blues. He is a beast. And I think Corey is going live today at 1 o'clock. So when we're done here, we're going to head over to Corey's video and learn also. I don't know what he's got planned for us today, but some amazing stuff, okay? So we'll be watching him as well. Okay, so let's do this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to complicate it just a little bit. Or do you guys want to do some, tell you what. I was going to say, we could do some B.B. King. We could do some, like, BB box stuff, but let's hold off a minute, okay? Let's get a little bit more complex here. Stick with where we're at, and maybe we can do the BB box yet right before, you know, like in a few minutes here, okay? Same spots. I'm gonna be moving back and forth, but I'll let you know when I do, and then we're gonna practice those licks, okay? Gonna get a little bit more complicated. Feel free to copy or make your own stuff up, okay? Here we go. Now, you might say to yourself, that's fine and dandy, Eric, but that's only like 4 notes there, and then you're bending that one note. Yeah, guess what? That's all the notes in the blues scale. Okay, that's literally... Okay, we're fine there. That's the blues scale, okay? We're using all the notes right in there. Now, we could start throwing in some major blues and that sort of thing, too. And we might want to do that. You want to try it? Wendell, thank you so much for the donation. Been in UGS for 3 years. Can't recommend highly enough. Unbelievable. Thank you, buddy. So kind, bud. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so Brad's saying, I want to catch the 4 and 5 chords. So now, again, you know, when we're talking about the 12-bar blues chord progression like this, what I'm doing is I'm keeping it real safe because that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get the phrasing, the basic phrasing out. So my kid isn't saying onomatopoeia or hippopotamus. Well, he's saying hippopotamus, but he's not saying more complicated words quite yet because he's just learning. So are you. So am I, right? We're just learning. And we want to start off with these simple phrases. So later on, we can get more complex. Now, when we're talking about players playing on top of the chord, what they're doing then is they're emphasizing some notes out of the chord. So right now, we've been gravitating towards A on every single one of these, okay? And just having them, the cadence, or having them graduate, if you will, and land on, we're ending the phrases on the A. I'm doing that specifically so that you can play along with me. Otherwise, what we would do is, you know, if I'm on the D chord here, I'd be emphasizing more of the D. And when I'm on the E, I'd be emphasizing more of the E. But it's nothing that you have to worry about quite yet. Just still do these simple bits here. I'll explain that blue note. Yes, I'll explain that here in just a second, Kevin. So right now, we just want to keep it simple. And then once you get the basic idea of phrasing and that you know, when we're talking about phrasing, we're talking about a conversation. When we have a conversation, we have emphasis of certain notes. And then sometimes at the end of our sentences, it might go down because that denotes the end of a sentence. But if I'm asking a question like, well, what do you think about that? Well, that's going to come out in our playing. We can actually do that, you know? If we say, that's kind of like a question, right? You're like, that's obviously not done. There, now it's done, right? Can you hear that? It's like, hey man, what are you doing over there? And then the answer is like, oh man, I'm working on my chops. Oh, okay, cool. And so there is this it's called tension and release, and so in music, it's all about tension and release. We have if we don't have the tension, then the release doesn't sound too good, right? Yin yang. You've got to have that other side for it to balance out. Okay, so we could, let me see, do we have time? Sure we do, we got time. We could do a little bit of, I hesitate showing you the BB box. I tell you what, I've got videos for you on that. I hesitate doing that because some of it's not gonna work very well with our 12-bar blues where you're replicating what I'm gonna be doing, okay? So it's not gonna be the same. There's a couple more rules there that we'd have to stick to. Wendell, thank you so much. Tried to make that even $30 challenge on modern tech. Thank you, Wendell. So kind, bud. Super kind. All right. Do you want to get a little bit more complex? Let's do something that's outside of just that little phrase there. So let's now. Oh, so somebody said the blue note. Let's talk about the blue note. Yes, let's talk about it. The blue note, also known as the flat 5, is the one note that we add to the pentatonic scale to make it the blues scale. So literally, if I was soloing pentatonic, it would sound like this. Okay, sounds kind of bluesy, but not really. It sounds pentatonic. But if we add this blue note, the 5th note, or the flat 5, then boom, we have the blues scale. And so how do you find what the 5th note is? You do this, watch. You play, if we're in the key of A, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a half step below it is the flat 5, okay? So I know we're using the pentatonic, but you'd say, well, why don't we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 5. No, that's the flat, that's actually a 6. So when we're talking about embellishing notes, embellishing chords, anything like that, when someone says a flat 9 or you know, flat 5, whatever, what we're talking about is the note that is changed from the major scale of the same name. So if we're playing an A7 chord and we want to play a 13, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And so there's your 13. If you want to play a 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I play the 9 up there, so in this case I'd play a dominant 7th chord with a 9 up top, okay? So it's just some basic theory. But just know that whenever we're analyzing something, we're always analyzing it by the major scale of the same tonic as whatever it is we're analyzing. If it's an A chord, then we use the A major scale. If we're analyzing a C minor chord, we use the A major scale. If we're analyzing a G sharp diminished chord, we're using the G sharp major scale if we're going to analyze it, okay? Make sense? Good. Greg, George, light bulb moment. Okay, beautiful. So here we go. So I'm using, this is A, I've got the pentatonic scale, and I want to know what the flat 5 is. I use the A major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's a flat 5, we said. So here's our 5, we're going to flat the 5. So we add that note to it. We have 1, well, I won't even count it, but we have. Don, thank you so much for the donation. Coconut Joe, thank you, my friends. So kind. Makes sense? If we keep going, we got. Makes sense? So let's try a few different bits here. And we're just going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to bend this note. I'm going to work a lot on bending this note. Okay, we'll use it in different ways here, but I'm going to bend this note up, and we're going to use this section of the neck, okay? So we're at the top of the neck. I'm only going to use the top, say, 3 strings, and I'm going to use frets 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5. 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5. And I'll do some bends. I might bend these. Might bend those. We're going to get a little bit more complicated, but again, if you don't get it right, then just leave that hole to play something, as if you're talking, right? You're not going to just play every note in the scale. You're going to say something, even if it's something very simple. Blues is simple. Doesn't have to be complex, okay? Here we go. Let's see. Sorry. Okay, here we go. That was you. Here we go. Here's a fun one. Watch this. So I'm bending this note and hitting this note. Ah, you guys are getting it. Watch this. Gonna change the ending note up on you here. Watch this. Same note. Gonna bend this guy now. Here we go, moving. Jim, thanks for the donation, my bud. Thank you. I'll throw in this note now. This guy here, right here. I like to slide into that guy right there. Right there, right? I know that was a lot. You can do it. Okay. Does that make sense, right? Does that make sense to you, my friends? Literally, the only thing that I want you to get from this, and here's the deal, if you want to practice more with this, go watch this again, this section of the program, right? Number one, I thank you so much for the donation. Larry's coming in. U.S. Vets, appreciate all that you do to honor us. I've been with you every day and enjoyed you sharing your knowledge and wisdom. I have used other teachers and enjoy you the most. Thank you so much. Larry, thank you for the last minute donations here. So kind. M. Burner, what's up? M. Burner. Thank you, Eric. Kindred spirit, you are. I very much appreciate all you do. From Marion the librarian. I am not a librarian, but people remember my name with that rhyme. Hope we can keep in touch. So kind. Yes, I hope so too, M. Burner. Well, I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here, okay? So, hadn't gone anywhere for a long time now. 2006, I've been online here. So, I'm not planning on going anywhere. People say all the time, I want to get that lifetime membership, but how do I know you're going to be here? Because I've been here for like 30, like coming up on 40 years. I've been teaching guitar. So, I have zero plans to do something else. I think accounting's cool, but I'm not going to be an accountant. I'm not planning on being anything else other than what I do. I love what I do. I'm just going to continue to grow, okay? I'm here for you. George, thank you so much for the free 30, the continual giving to UGS Pro, and this beautiful month. George, thank you so much. Aiden, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing, okay? So, what I want to tell you here really quick before we go is I really just want you to get the sense of we're just talking. That's all we're doing here with the call and responses. We're just talking. And I want you to understand that unlike me in 8th grade where I had my list of things to say to my girlfriend, Jenny Mobley, who is still my friend to this day, I'd have a list because I was so nervous to talk to girls. I'd have a list of things to say and I'd say, do you have any homework? And then she would be like, she'd say her thing and I'd be like, well, not listening by the way, just looking for the next thing I'm going to say. I'd listen to the cadence. Okay, good. How's your mom doing? And because I was so nervous to talk to girls, I had everything out here. I had written out here. I wasn't trying to get to know her, right? Think about it as you're just having a conversation. You don't have to say a whole lot. What would you do if you were sitting with a friend, right? You would absolutely, holy mackerel, Tom Alice just donated $500. We have never had a donation of $500. Oh my gosh. Tom, thank you. Unbelievably. That is remarkable. We've never had a donation that big. That is insanely generous. Tom, if you're not in the Unstoppable Guitar System already, then please reach out to Jason and he will get you set up. I'm sure you're in there already, but if you're not, that is remarkable and I would want to gift that to you because that's amazing. Thank you so much. Unbelievable. Wow. Whew. Jeez. I'm gonna thank my donors today in just a minute here. Once you get this idea, right? We're just having a conversation and you don't have to say a whole lot, right? You're just having a conversation, okay? If you want more of this, watch this over again. Also, search Your Guitar Sage Call and Response on YouTube. Search Your Guitar Sage Minimalistic Blues. Search Your Guitar Sage Jam Tracks. If you're in UGS, you know where all this stuff is. I have a whole course on call and response. I have a whole, which is what we just did, call and response just now, using minimalistic blues. But I have a whole course on call and response. I have a whole series on minimalistic blues. I have a whole blues course. Corey and I are talking about doing a blues course together. Hopefully that'll come together here when all this is done. So lots of stuff about blues. I want to help you out. My friends, if you haven't already, please like this on the way out and share this with a friend. Also, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. Friends, you have absolutely blown me away today with the amount of donations. I'm so beside myself, I can't even. And this has massively helped us paying the crew, keeping everything going, the lights on at the studio that we're not using, et cetera, et cetera. Tom, that is an amazing donation. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. For those of you that donated today, I just can't even, I can't even say my appreciation enough. Thank you. For those that shared this and liked it, unbelievable. for those that have stuck around when we're crashing. Nick, thank you from the 30 Space Wing. My passion has been flying for the great USAF. Thanks for taking my guitar lessons to new skies. Beautiful. Thank you for everything that you guys have done here. To my crew, thank you so much. I'm not going away. You can go ahead and put what your requests are right now because we're going to still be listening. Mike's going to be listening. Jason's going to be listening. Emmy and myself. They're going to be taking copious notes on what it is that you guys want, okay? And on Monday, we're going to make an announcement. What's the next step for us, okay? Just like with everything that's going on, what's the next step for us? Where are we going to go? I want to be here for you, but I want to know specifically what it is that's going to take you to the next level, okay? We're going to drop Corey's link in here in just a minute because we're all going to head over and watch Corey because he's a beast, okay? Watch this guy. He's an amazing teacher, amazing player, amazing dude. You're going to love him. Make sure you subscribe to his channel because he's such a great guy. Thank you so much for the last-minute donation there from somebody who just came in. We're going to drop that link in here in just a minute. Addie, thank you so much. And last thing is, be looking out on Monday. On my social, be looking in email because we're going to be sending out an email that's going to let you know. And on Monday, we're going to make some sort of announcement about what's the next step. I'm not leaving you guys. We're going to take a little bit of a break, just a few days break. Get inside UGS. Watch these other videos that I'm providing for you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I can't even enough. I'm over the mountain with this, with the love here. Again, KH, thank you so much for the kind donation, and we're going to drop that link in. There's Corey's link right there, 105. Look up. You're going to see Mike's link to Corey's page. We're all going to go over there right now. Please tell Corey that you love him and that I sent you. I want him to know that you guys love and appreciate him too. So let's do that. At 105, you can look up there and see that donation. KH00761, thank you for that donation. Right above that one, go up a few more, 105. Mike dropped that link in there. Let's head over there right now. Tell Corey what up and that you love him and that you're heading over here from Eric's broadcast, okay? Again, thank you. You guys rule. Love you.